Hey guys, it's Kim here, and how's it going? Long time no see. So it's actually been ages since I've done one of these, and I kind of need to stop doing that because I keep saying it's been ages since I talked to you guys, and I'm going to sort that out, and then I haven't done it. Hold on, my headphone. Yeah, how you been? How are you? It's time for some honesty here. So I actually haven't, well, you could probably tell actually, I haven't recorded any videos since, December. That's not to say that I haven't put the time in. And December was pretty crazy. So I put in a lot of hours and I recorded a lot of content like Splatoon and various other Bold Boy, other bits and pieces and stuff like that. And then also with the live streams, we were working quite a lot and then doing To Infinity, doing some group recordings, everything. It was quite a hectic time. And so I actually managed to generate enough content to last until now. And it's kind of two reasons that I relied quite heavily on the live stream content, and that was because CPMs in January drop right off. For anyone who doesn't know what that means like basically ad revenue drops right off, and so do the views because in kind of like 3 years, coming up to 3 years of doing this now, I've always noticed January has been the worst month for views. I think everyone's just a bit fatigued, everyone's a bit tired, we're tired, from the Christmas rush. You guys are kind of getting back into the swing of things, school, work, just general life. So views always drop off. So yeah, I have been relying on what I deem easy content. Although that's not to say it's not funny. I mean, some of that Mario Kart stuff is just like, it was too funny not to share. And yeah, but now I've come to a point where I have run out of content, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't recorded any more. Now, this may seem like a big surprise to you, and like I said, it's because I haven't been entirely honest with you. I have taken, ever since my last live stream in December, which was I think the 23rd to 24th, and a little bit of work after that, I haven't been at work. I haven't been in the office bar for the D&D High Rollers stream. More on that later. I haven't recorded anything. I'll be honest, I haven't turned my PC on for a month. And the reason for that is because it was becoming quite apparent to me during November, December, that I was burning out really fast. I wasn't enjoying recording anymore, and I felt a bit kind of like I was faking it. Like I was kind of putting on this face, doing the jokes, not really kind of feeling the jokes, and, just making the most base, joke in the world. And I wasn't feeling it. And I started feeling quite hollow, really. Like I was kind of, I'm lying to you guys. Like, I was just like, yeah, here we go, here's some stuff. I couldn't find any enthusiasm for anything to record. I think what it is that 2015, all in all, was quite a difficult year for me for various reasons. As you may have seen on Twitter, I mentioned recently, because people were asking me if I would play That Dragon Cancer. I lost someone very close to me about this time last year to cancer. So, it kind of really, and I feel like the year didn't really improve from there. Stress really got to me quite badly. I found last year quite stressful, and I never felt that I had a kind of grasp on what was going on. I was nursing the house move all the way. I put the offer in. So I was house hunting from about March to July, put an offer in July. And then from July onwards was dealing with all the kind of solicitors, payment, surveys, all the paperwork until the end of October, all the stuff that Hannah's going through now. And then I moved in November, and then I had a very short amount of time to kind of move in, get things sorted out, and then get straight back to work. I had to scrabble to get back to work, and then hit the December rush. And then that in commanded what I was quite sick a few times, quite badly sick actually. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but I mean, I fainted on the plane when we went to E3, and the whole of E3, I think I felt I was out. Like I was very, very ill while I was out in LA, and it took me a long time to recover that. I think just because I pushed myself to go out to LA. But yeah, and I had a couple of other fainting fits since then. I had a couple of problems with nosebleeds recently. It's just kind of a big mix of fuck you, basically. And I don't swear, and I don't take swearing lightly, but that honestly is what 2015 felt like. I felt like I couldn't get control of what was going on, and work was running away with me. It was dominating my life, and all the house, literally everything was just kind of getting a bit too much for me. And I started having panic attacks. I started getting very depressed, and it kind of culminated in December where I couldn't record. I was faking it. So I went, okay, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a month off. And I actually managed to generate, I'm very surprised about this. I managed to generate enough content until now. I thought it was going to be mid-January, but some things came through, and I've discovered some older recordings and stuff like that. So it worked out. And now we're here on what is, let's check my calendar, 25th of January. And I'll be honest with you, I have no content for the rest of this week. When I took the break, I said it's going to be until the end of January, beginning of February. I am going to go back to work next week, Monday, 1st of February. Oh, that's nice. I like it when it starts Monday the 1st. And I've got some recordings booked in with Duncan. Yes, it is Flux Buddies related. So we're going to get Flux Buddies up and rolling again. I'm not entirely sure what else I'm going to record. I think Duncan suggested we did something Nintendo-y, something kind of nice and chill. So nothing new, maybe a bit more Yoshi's Woolly World, although that's not very relaxing. Maybe a bit of Mario Kart, Splatoon, something like that, just to kind of get the ball rolling, kind of get me back in, like ease me back in, like getting into a hot bath. So if you could, I think what I'm saying is, could you please just bear with me as I kind of pick myself up again, and ease back into it. So basically there's going to be 1 week of no content from this week. I'm not sure if there will be content next week from the 1st of Feb, but there will be content coming out the week after, once I kind of start recording, start picking things back up again, start getting into the flow of things. And yeah, I don't want this to be a big thing. I don't want it to be a big drama. What I want you to take from this is, I saw there was a problem. I saw that something had to be done to deal with it. That thing was taking a month off, a designated month off. And in that month, I've been very good with myself. I've been doing a lot of, I've not just been sat on my ass for a month. I took a very good break around Christmas time. Quite a lazy, lots of fallout, lots of eating cheese on the sofa, because that's what you do at Christmas, just eat lots of cheese. And just relaxing. And then as soon as January swung around, I did a lot of house stuff. You probably can't tell from up here because it's still a bit, well, not really that messy, but there was still a lot of boxes that needed unpacking, a lot of admin crap, like registering with a GP and like sorting out my bills, because some of my bills I hadn't registered properly, sorting out all that boring crap, and then like doing some DIY in the house just to make it a bit more my own, make it a bit more homely. So I've been doing a lot of that kind of thing. And then I kind of focused on myself. I focused on eating better, sleeping better. I've been doing a lot of exercise. I've taken up CrossFit. Well, you can tell, which I'm really enjoying at the moment, actually. I'm quite sore all the time, but really enjoying CrossFit. I've been hanging out with friends a bit more, organising some board game nights, I'm still, I won't lie, I'm still having a little bit of problems, a little bit of social anxiety. I find it difficult to kind of leave the house. A couple of situations I've kind of had a bit of a freak out because I haven't been able to deal with things the way I know I can when I'm full speed, and I think because this is the first time in my life, in a long time, that I felt very unsure of myself. And I've had issues with social anxiety, with panic attacks. I used to have this kind of thing when I was younger, when I was a teenager, when I was getting bullied. So it has kind of like surprised me to feel that I'm back in this place again, when at a point where I should be really enjoying life in a job that allows me to kind of enjoy life if I allow it to allow me to, yeah. I think that's the thing, is that this whole situation has kind of knocked me for six, just because I've been very surprised about it. For the first time in a long time, I felt unsure about myself, unsure about what I'm doing. Very basic tasks have become difficult, like answering the phone, like trying to deal with BT in setting up my broadband. Although I don't think BT really helped themselves with me there. A lot of aggro. But, like I said, I don't want this to be a big drama. I don't want this to be a big kind of like, you need to treat me with cotton wool and stuff like that. I am getting better. I am nervous about going back to work and recording, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Credit to my friends and family. Everyone has kind of rallied around me and been supportive, and special shout out to Mark Holmes, actually has been really fantastic in all of this. And I mean, it was one of the reasons why I signed up to the High Rollers D&D, because we were hanging out a lot and doing a lot of board games and stuff like that anyway. And he's very passionate about D&D, and I used to do D&D a long time ago, and I love RP. I love doing that kind of thing. Even when we're doing just board games like Arkham Horror, which is my thing at the moment, I like kind of RPing and imagining things in my head, and little bits and pieces like that. And he kind of, really pulled me out of my shell a bit, and kind of, he's been very good at making the whole D&D thing very comfortable, very easy to do. So he's been he's been kind of looking after me in that respect. And when I went to record last Sunday, the first one, I was very nervous because I didn't want to be on camera. I felt like, I didn't really want to see the social side of things. I didn't really want to see the Twitch chat. I didn't want to wear makeup because I was just so tired of wearing makeup. I'm wearing makeup today, but it took me about an hour to put on, which is annoying because I hate that. But I thought I'd put it on today because why not? Trying to ease myself back into recording. And he very much acted as my security blanket around that. He made it a very comfortable atmosphere to record in, and he's been very supportive before and since that whole thing. And so I just want to have a special shout out to Mark Holmes, because you've really made a difference, and to Duncan as well, who's luring me back to work, and making things easy for me to come back to work into. So you guys have got my back, and thank you. So that was a kind of a big rambling mess of thought. Before we did this, I thought I had a coherent kind of what I was going to say, because I've been thinking about this a long time. I've been thinking about this vlog for a long time. But there you go, just a big verbal diarrhea, word vomit. I'm fine. I am fine, and I am getting better. Like I said, I don't want this to be a big thing. I want to get back to us, I was looking at some of my earlier videos, and I was a lot more connected with you guys, and I feel like that has kind of drifted apart towards the last half of last year, just because I was so stressed and so I couldn't really do that. But I tell you one thing that's been really great, in this break, I brought home all my fan mail, a year's worth of fan mail. I've been very bad in not answering that, so very sorry to people who wrote me letters, went to the effort of writing me letters all of last year. There's a massive box of fan mail. It was about half of this box from that I've been going through for about 2 weeks now. And I've written a lot of letters, as you can see there. This is actually only about half of it, because I've already sent half out. So I have been doing a lot. I have been thinking about you guys a lot, and I want to say a big thank you to everyone who's written in. I'm very sorry that I haven't written back sooner. I'm very sorry if you don't get a reply. It's because I haven't found your return address. Your return address isn't on there, or it isn't complete on there. So I'm very sorry if you haven't gotten anything back. But I have read literally everything that has been sent to me, and It really has helped with my sort of therapy and kind of getting back to who I was. Everyone goes on about how much hate I get, especially on the main channel. And one thing that I always reflect on is it's easy to write hate. It takes 2 seconds for me to hit my keyboard and just word vomit. I hate you, you're such a mess, you're such a, expletive, whatever. But I literally am sitting next to a box, and it was 131 letters that I went through. And that is 131 people who have made the effort to get a piece of paper, to get a pen, to draw fan art, to send me a little present, to write a card, to write that all out, to post it, to write the address, to stamp it, to get it sent out. And that is like, a day, 2 days. In some cases, people have been like, it's taken me a week to write this. And that effort is so much more meaningful than 2 seconds of hate. you know? And a lot of people, you know, it's been great hearing what you've liked from my content. A lot of people, it's been great to hear that you've taken advice from my content, like Life is Strange, things like that, and gotten help with your depression, with your personal issues. You know, so many letters from people who were like, my life, you know, has changed because, you know, I went and got help and things like that. And it's things that I don't think about when I'm recording. It's things I just say, you know. I think you can see at the end of Life is Strange, I was in such a freaking state that I wasn't really thinking of what exactly I was saying. But so many people picked up on that and wrote about that. And so it really helped me realise how much of a difference I make. And I've had letters from all over America, Canada, Chile, another one place in South America, lots of England, Australia. God, you guys love me in Australia. You know, so thank you so much for all your letters. Again, if I haven't replied to it, I'm so sorry, but I couldn't find a full address to reply to you to. I want to say a special shout out to Phoebe, or Ghost of Sprinkles on Twitter, who got together a notebook full of messages from Yognauts. Phoebe, you didn't put a reply address for me to write a card back to you, but thank you so much for this. This is amazing, and it means I have 2 notebooks now, which, you know, like I say, you know, I've kind of come to accept all the hate that I get. It's fine, you know, and it means nothing to me because, like I said, it takes 2 seconds to vomit out whatever diarrhea is in your face, you know, and this is what matters more. And I also want to give a special shout out. Again, you didn't put a return address, and this was the letter I wanted to reply to the most. Cameron Shaw wrote to me saying that they are a mental health nurse up in Scotland and wanted to thank us for raising awareness to mental health, especially during the Christmas period. And I mean, as you can see, mental health is something that I have been sitting with for quite a while this year. It's affected a few members of the Yogscast in the last couple of years. You know, I have been seeking professional help for it. I have been seeing a therapist for it. I have been doing other things to try and deal with it. Mental health is important, and one thing that people don't understand is that it's a thing. I sat and I told my mum last year about my mental health issues, about my depression, about my stress, my panic attacks, and bless my mum, she said, "Oh, you're just depressed, you'll get through it." And I said to her, "Mum, no offense, I love you. You see how tight we are, but you're being very old-fashioned about this." I said, "You're being very, very old-fashioned in not realizing that mental health is a disease. It is an actual illness." I said, "If I broke my leg tomorrow and I had to go into hospital and deal with it, and have all the treatment for that, and then I couldn't go to work because I broke my leg, I couldn't go to school because I broke my leg, you would understand that. That's a physical thing, you can understand that. But with depression, it's like, I don't know, I've broken my mind. So for you to say, oh, when are you coming back into work? Or, you know, when you just get over it, just, you know, just go have a cry and you get over it. It's really not the same. You have to treat the problem as you would a physical illness. And I think that's a problem with mental health. I think that's why it gets a bit of a stigma, especially with the older generation. But, you know, full credit to my mum. She sat down, she properly listened to me, and she has been a rock ever since. She's really looked after me and looked out for me. It's been a bit difficult because they've been away in Malaysia since November. Coming back soon, beginning of February, so we can spend Chinese New Year together. And I miss living with them. Yeah. But mental health is important. At the end of this video, in the video description below, I will put links to various charities. I urge you to reach out and to talk to people, because certainly that is what started the kind of path to making things better for me, was sitting down and talking to people, talking to close friends, talking to my family, getting professional help. And yeah, I would urge you to seek help, because, and I've said this to a couple of people in my letters, you think you're alone, you're not. Okay, I think you'd be very surprised at how quickly people rally around you once they realise that you need help when you're suffering, if you're lonely, okay? So do me a favour, and if you're going through depression right now or anything, reach out and tell someone. So moving on to happier things. Thank you so much for all the lovely fan mail you guys have sent me. Honestly, it has been like a constant source of sunshine. Like I had to split it all up, and then I wrote, I would sit down and write, when I was feeling a bit grumpy. So it has been a great source of strength for me. So what's going on with the channel next? Okay, so we've got Flux Buddies coming back. And we've got some mischievous ideas to do with that. I will be doing Nano's Village, and I'm going to be doing it with external people. So I'm going to be doing it with Cathcast, and I'm going to be asking people like Kieran Dave and Vidakt. Vidakt, of course, did so many amazing builds for 2 Infinity, so I'd love to kind of see if he can do it without his fancy builders tools in Nano's Village. If you think of anyone else that you'd like to see me work with, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I love Nano's Village. For me, that's my play. So I'm really looking forward to getting that back up and running. I want to do some more Ask Kims. So I will be doing the usual, send me your questions on my subreddit. Look out on my Twitter account for that. So I'll be bringing that back. I'm thinking about doing Nanobites again. Nanobites didn't really get any great views, but I've just got so many games in my library. I kind of want to dip in and out and do that. We've got some ideas for Fright Night. Hannah and me. We're thinking of doing Aviary Attorney as well, doing a bit more of that. That's out on my channel at the moment as the live stream highlights. Stairs, we will be doing Stairs. And yes, we will do Outlast when it comes out later this year, Outlast 2. I'm just looking at my notes on my piece of paper. If you have any ideas of anything you'd like me to cover, then let me know. A few more vlogs, I think, getting out and about. And of course, so the thing that I'm really loving at the moment is the High Rollers D&D stream that we're doing Sunday, 5 o'clock in the evening GMT. So that's with Mark Holmes, Trot, Katie and Matt, my editor. And I am absolutely thoroughly loving it. Nina has just coloured in the art for my character Juto. And it's been really great to do something sort of separate to the Yogscast, separate to the usual crowd of people that I record with. And I'm in love with my character. I absolutely love her, and I've got some really cool ideas and for what's going to happen with her in the adventures we've got coming up. The first dungeon that we've done is very basic because Mark wanted to kind of break us in very gently, and also for people who have never seen D&D before to kind of guide everyone along that way. But I think once we break out of the dungeon, it's going to get a lot more D&D, a lot more people to talk to, a lot more crazy places to go, things to end up with. So yeah, be sure to catch up with that. We've also got a Twitter handle at High Rollers D&D. So go follow us on there. And yeah, so every Sunday, 5 p.m. GMT, we're streaming, and it's on the main Yogscast Twitch channel. So that is an update with me. So thank you for letting me be honest with you, and thank you in advance for your patience as I get things back up and running. In the long scheme of things, these 2 weeks of no videos are going to seem like nothing at all. I think that's the thing, is that we as content creators get so stressed and het up of like, oh my god, 2 weeks, but in the long scheme of things, it's really nothing. If it means that I give you better content, I am happier with that than just churning out some hollow, empty crap, And that's the thing, is I want to give you guys better content. That's why I've taken this break, because I wasn't giving you the best of me. And that's what I feel I'm confident I can come back to in the coming weeks. So please be patient with me as I get things back up and running. Thank you for your understanding. Please don't make a big drama out of everything that I've told you today. I just wanted to be honest with you and tell you where I've been, what's been up, and where I am kind of mentally and physically. And I don't want it to be a big drama. I don't want you guys to kind of treat me like I've got this special thing and you've got to be careful and stuff like that. I am fine, okay? I'm not 100%, but I am getting better. I'm feeling a lot more like myself than I have done in a very long time. And I'm enjoying life a little bit more. I'm actually social occasions and, getting fit again and eating better, sleeping better. So yeah, I am feeling a lot better. Like I said, not 100%, but that'll come. So thank you for being there. Thank you for watching. And here's to an amazing 2016. I'll see you guys next time. And just an aside, because I know people will be asking what happened with the hair. I cut my hair off because I was getting very tired of dyeing it all the time. There's just this like little bit left here. I'll be honest, it's not my favorite haircut, but there was a lot of, it was quite limited as to what we could do to cut off as much as the red as possible. It was just, it was too much for me to maintain, to keep dyeing it. I had to dye it like pretty much a couple of times a week, and it was like making a real mess in my bathroom and stuff like that. And I was really getting frustrated with maintaining it, so I just wanted to cut all of it off. I will be dyeing my hair red again once this kind of grows out a bit. I'll probably do it once the sun starts coming back. So it'll kind of be like a Groundhog Day style thing, you know, like how the groundhog comes out, and if it sees its shadow, it comes out, and that means spring has officially begun, or autumn, or whatever, who cares. But yeah, once you see my red hair comes back, that means that like the sun has officially come back, and I am really happy because it's warm and nice again. So yeah, the red hair will come back. I'm just taking a bit of a break from it now, and also just to kind of let my hair regrow because it was getting a little bit damaged from the redness and the dyeing and the bleach. But yeah, not my favorite haircut, but it'll do for now until I grow it out a bit longer. So yeah, stop asking me about the hair.